The best investment on earth is earth. The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land.
Property matter na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life.
So we started on green
building concept,
green building concept,
which I would like you to, say, because of the lacuna what we get last week. So let us the vacuum we had.
Serious lacuna.
So let's take it.
Let's like
TOP.
Okay.
There's in production we call it TOP from
top
the top. Let's take from the top.
From the
so
top. Okay.
Let's know what green building concept mean before we now go to every very way
of it, Abi. Okay, so layman, just to break it down, because there's no point using.
Because layman go to say green building, we later one on a green.
So that's why I say layman language. There's no point using industry or professional jargons that people will not understand. So green building, like we mentioned the last time we started the topic, is more about building in a way that is sustainable. What do I mean? So when you talk about green building, you also talk about sustainability, okay? And that means you are building with the environment, putting the environment into consideration, such that you are building in a way that the environment is preserved, okay? And that the cost of both building and maintaining that building is greatly reduced. Those are the major
cost
focus.
And
the costs. You are building with the environment in mind,
yes,
so that the environment is preserved, and then so that the cost of the construction and maintenance of the built structure is greatly reduced.
Okay.
So when you are trying to build with that, with those focus in mind, then you are definitely tending towards green building. So it's not a building that is painted in green. Yeah.
And I want to ask another very layman question. If we are talking about green building, can green building house or encapsulate a lift?
Why not?
You know why I ask?
Yeah.
Because in one of the definitions, you say we are looking at building that has to do with cost and construction maintenance greatly reduced.
Yeah.
So as you say, maybe when we are talking about green building, we are talking about fine. I know say in the definition what you give us now, green building has to do with something that maybe one would they do it no go cause environmental hazard.
Yeah.
Pollution no go dey.
The environmental impact it should not be grievous.
Okay. Then if I hear you well again, now something wey be say the material wey we go use, it go dey cost effective. You know, go dey too exorbitant. So we are looking at, in my own word, I stand to be corrected. We are looking at boya ile onipako, abile alamo, something wey be say.
Well, so material is very, very important when it comes to green building. The material. So you are not far from being correct when you say you are looking at ile onipako, ile alamo, because you are thinking of material. Okay. But it's not just material in that sense. It's material even in broader sense. So there are other material types that can be used. But the consideration will be that these materials, whether the way they are sourcing them does not cause environmental degradation, do you understand? Okay. And the use of them does not cause any environmental hazard. Okay. Do you understand? So material is a very important consideration. Now, talking about lift, just to directly answer your question.
Elevator.
Elevator. Now, there is, if you're building a commercial mall, or you are building commercial mall, meaning that people will be carrying things even from ground floor to the first floor, from even if it's just 2 floors, like that, they'll be carrying things. Or if you are building a skyscraper, it's not green when you don't put lifts. That is not what makes it green. But the type of lifts, how the lift was made, the energy the lift will consume, and how the energy is supplied.
Is it something that has to do with combustion?
Those are the things that will make it green. For example, if you power that lift with solar versus if you are powering it with a diesel generator, yes, the solar is greener. You understand?
I get it.
So
combustion, exactly.
Then if you made that lift with some materials that are less hazardous, let's put it that way, or the source of getting them is not causing degradation in those areas where those materials are fetched from, or is not depleting the earth in one way or the other, ozone layer and all of that.
You're not too green.
You understand? It's greener. Do you get? So that is, and green, actually there is a measurement, standard, internationally acceptable standard for measuring how green a property is.
Wow.
You know, they go through certain procedures and measuring processes to be able to say this is grade so of green. This is, and I think there are two major established certification in the world.
And Engineer Debo, don't demystify, don't give us the meaning. Say green building concept to no be say make house green, and be the meaning. No, they tell us a green building concept now something we be say it get to do with building in a way that is sustainable, building with the environmental friendly materials. Something we say no go cause katakata for the environment, that is no go pose earth hazard to us in the society. So this takes me to the next question I want to ask him. Sir, if we look at abroad, and I want to ask vis-a-vis our own country, if we look at abroad, where we go to say, for those of us where we don't go, and for the films where we don't watch, we go to say it's inconsequential whether the house is built with brick or plywood. The outcome is always very lovely. They paint it and nobody cares. It's inconsequential in the sense that nobody, if he talks, say, I'm living in a brick house, I'm living in I think they hardly even do block houses there, which I think makes it easier for them to either quickly pull down, renovate and everything. Unlike our own houses here, block. Paco, if you see anything Paco house, we ascribe it to poverty. Possibly we say maybe they're on top of water river area, they know see that we ascribe it to. Is it that we've not really gotten there to where we begin to think of building with plywood and the outcome will be top notch, or now our exposure is too much? Abi we no even know, because I'm looking at building with block and every other thing, whether we like it or not. If you ask me as a layman, I will say it's not green, because we know what happens to cement, lime, mixing of granite and all these things, blasting of rock and everything. So sir, ti debe ni abati gbon koja abe. Are we too wise?
We were on the right track, Tele.
At the genesis.
Yes, because these materials you are talking about, we were using them to build houses more before than now. Some of those colonial houses,
yes,
you understand? Some of those olden day houses, when you say the first story building in Nigeria, go and check it. The decking of that building will be with wood. Some of the stairway will be with wood. You understand? But now we don't use that much anymore. But this is the issue. So it's, you know, that business, people who have business to sell their materials will go to any extent to sell them. It is the issue of being green and all of that is majorly the job of government and not-for-profit organizations, humanitarian organizations, people that are considering human existence and earth sustainability. You understand? Earth sustainability. The businessman, if left to himself, just wants to sell whatever it is that he has made. And he will go to any extent, unchecked, if unchecked, to sell whatever he's selling.
In a case study of Bill Gates and Pfizer.
I would say that, so I would say that the business people who are selling the materials we are using now, they have successfully sold their product, or they are successfully selling their product. And unfortunately for us, we don't have any business person that looks at the aspect of those other materials consistently and succeeded in selling it proportionately to the ones that we now have adopted more fully than it even used to be.
Is it because there is no prospect in the green materials?
Not that there is no prospect. So it has then affected our level of technology for those materials. Hardly can you get very well treated wood in this country now.
You
understand? Wood that is well treated, hardly can you get. But we have access to them. Then again, for us, we don't have a system of replacing our forests.
Afforestation.
If we continue to deforest, you understand? We don't have a system of replacing our trees, such that even if we go that route, in no time,
we'll return back to
we will be without forest. You understand? And maybe the desert will just encroach and engulf because it's not in places where they are using these things. They have a mandate. They know the number. It's as a plan, as a nation. They know the number of trees they must plant in a year. In fact, in places where they build, I see estates go abroad. In most places, they will build estates
Kent,
anywhere.
Oklahoma.
Okay, you know you are familiar with Kent.
Kent, that's small France. Small France. UK, no about small France.
Okay, no problem. Europe, you are Google. So take for example, in the US, for example.
Wow, so anytime with that, Mr. Debo, you know, so we get people who won't come advertise where they don't read.
Okay, no problem.
But I'm really enjoying this, and I want to beseech you, sir, if we can actually pick it up from where we stopped.
Okay, we'll talk more on materials. Where various materials.
And how they are being produced.
How they can be used when it comes to green building and stuff like that.
I'm gonna pen that down.
Some more elements and components of the green concept.
I go pen that one down so that we know that we are discussing, we are picking up from materials. Viewers at home, if you really enjoy and make them the same time with us next week, when Engineer Debo and myself go to pick up from the materials, that's these green materials and how they are being manufactured.
The best investment on earth is earth. The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land.
Property matter na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life.